Hey guys, welcome here to another video. Today's video I'm going to show you guys how to create a basic layout for Dreamweaver CS 5.5. Now I'm assuming you can really do this with anything. You can just use a simple text editor or whatever you like to use. For me to create the layout of the website, I always use Dreamweaver, and then I usually move on to something like text edit, text wrangler, and all that good stuff. But for this, I'm going to start building a Beatles website. Hence my my YouTube channel's name, Beatles Killcam 1. I'm a huge Beatles fan, and so I think this would be a pretty cool little thing to do, just to not only show people how to create a website, but also how to a little bit of information about the Beatles as we go along. So anyways, we can get started here. The first thing I always like to do is go ahead and, we got our front page here. And then what I'm actually going to do, this is other websites I've done, I'm going to go ahead and create a new site. And the site name is, I don't really have a name for it yet. I already have a domain. It is the Beatles and the Walrus.info, and that is just simply something I bought from GoDaddy for like $2, just so I can set up a server, because I do not like using localhost due to the fact that it's hard to configure. I mean, it's not really hard to configure, but it's hard to the liability or reliability is not very good. Sometimes the MySQL servers will go down, and then you're pretty much just left there, dicking around basically. But so like I said, I'm going to set up I bought a domain. It's the Beatles and the Walrus.info, and you can kind of check that website for updates on the website, kind of as a progression as we go forward. I will try to do maybe a video a week, maybe 2 videos a week, depending on time frame. But anyway, it's just this video is going to have basic HTML, CSS, PHP, and also jQuery, which was in my first tutorial. So we'll use all the combination of all that stuff, and we'll be using the CSS selectors for not only jQuery but also PHP also. Okay, so we'll move forward here. I'm assuming that you have Dreamweaver. If not, I'll go back through here. Done. Cancel. Okay, so we'll just at the top here. You could do this either in Macintosh or Windows. I have Macintosh, so what we'll do, the site, and go to new site, and then on the site name, I'll just put in the Beatles and the Walrus. Okay, that's something simple. And then I'm going to create a couple folders in here. This one will just be, I'll just name it website. And in here, I'll go ahead and go with site. Yeah, that's where the local site's going to sit. So we'll just do that for right now. And then underneath servers, we'll add a server. Server name, it doesn't matter, it could be whatever it wants. Let's do that. FTP address is going to be www.thebeatles and the walrus.info, and that, and this is my FTP username and password, and it should, oh no, I had to set up a different password. GoDaddy's got strict on passwords, so that should be the password. Yep, there we go, successfully connected, so that's good to go. I'm going to save that, and that's going to be good to go. So we're going to set that as a testing server also. So go ahead and click save, and we got the site right here. So what we're going to do is, I always like going in here. I'll just go right through here, click on the website, and click new folder, and we're going to name a couple folders: CSS, new folder, JS, lowercase JS for the jQuery stuff, and also images. So we got all that there. And you see when we go back here and refresh, we got all of that right there. And now we're ready to get going. All these websites are going to have a .php extension, because all the web pages are going to contain some form of PHP. Now I have a basic layout drawn, but you're not gonna be able to see it obviously. But it's gonna be a simple website with we're going to try to set it up as jQuery navigation bar, a jQuery and PHP kind of like a sliding gallery of new information, and also jQuery and PHP random information, like a random album or a random maybe lyric to a song or something like that. So it's not set in stone exactly what we're going to do with this, but to kind of have an idea, that's how it's going to go. Just something where we can mix jQuery and PHP together. We'll be creating databases. We'll be creating a lot of PHP stuff also. So, but anyways, what this tutorial is going to be is just the layout of the HTML with a little bit of CSS, and that's going to be it for this tutorial. And then we'll move forward. But anyways, what we'll do on here first, this is what I always do, is first I'll set the page properties. Always set the page properties to 0, because if you don't, there'll always be a little gap on the sides where you can see some white text. You don't want that. So always set that to 0, and then we're going to insert a new ID of wrapper. That's where all of this stuff is going to be contained, and we'll create it in a new style sheet, and we'll have that, and then it'll come up with this. We can just name the style sheet .css, and we'll put it in the CSS folder, and we'll save it, and then it comes up with a bunch of different options we can edit. Have CSS selectors. But for right now, I'll go ahead and do one of them. I always set the width of my website to 960, and I always set the margins for right and left to be auto. And I'll show you why it does that in a second. So we'll hit OK, then hit OK again. Okay. So as you can see here, we have that div tag right there with the ID of wrapper. You can kind of see the code view right here too. It's highlighted right there. We'll go back here, and the way I was mentioning the 960 width with the auto right and left for the margin was because of this right here. You can kind of see these little gaps right here. Whenever I can go ahead and I'll tell you what I do. I'll show you a little example. That way you can kind of see exactly how it looks. So we'll go ahead and save this. We're going to save this one as index.php, and we're going to save this in the root of the website. So we'll go ahead and save that right there, and then we'll go ahead and preview it. And it's going to connect to the web server because that's where I'm testing it from. I'm not testing it from the local server. Yes to all, and save it in the style sheet also. Then as you can see, these it's going to be indented when you have auto. See, if I took auto off the left, it'd be all the way over here. And since I put auto in the middle, it's going to go 960 pixels from the middle. So if I put in 20 pixels, it'll only be 20 pixels from the middle. And you can see how at the very top here, there is no white gap, and that's when we set the page properties to 0. See, if we put, let's see, 3, hit apply, hit OK, hit Control slow. We'll go ahead and preview it. Now it should connect to the server again. Yep, it's going to connect to the server again. And see, now we have a little bit of space, but we don't want that because that's real ugly. So we're not going to do that unless we end up having the top page white, which is a possibility. But for right now, we're going to set that to 0. Okay, so set that to 0. Hit OK. Not that. That 0. Apply and OK. Okay, so now we got that back good going. And next, let me go ahead and take the background out. Alright, take that background out, and also take the text out. Okay, so now we're going to insert a couple more div tags. This one is going to be always go from simple and then then I'll start drilling down from there. But from here we're going to go to header, and we'll make sure that we click the new style sheet that we're creating it in. Hit OK, and we're going to hit OK again, and then hit OK again. All right, so now it's in there, and you can kind of see. We'll go back here. That now the header div is inside the wrapper div. So that's what we want, because we want everything to be inside the wrapper div. You know, as kind of as a container basically. Okay, and then what we'll do is we'll go ahead and edit that header. Let's go ahead and add something. No, actually, let's go ahead and add a couple more div tags. So after the tag header, which is still inside that wrapper tag, we're going to add let's see, main content. And this is where the root of the content's going to sit. Hit OK, hit OK again, hit OK again, and then it's in there. Okay, and then we're going to create another one. After tag, main content, we're going to name this one footer. Okay, and then make sure it's still in the style sheet, so that one's good to go. Hit OK again, hit OK again, and everything should now and is in the wrapper tag. So most of the time when I get done doing this, I go ahead and add a little bit of height to everything, just as a separation. So we'll go ahead and add a little bit of height to, you know 75. It doesn't matter. 75, and then main content. We'll add a height of 250. Add OK, and then for footer, we'll add, I don't know, 100. It doesn't matter. And we're also going to make it clear both. And I'll kind of go through that later as we progress through this. But now we have a simple layout here. So we'll go ahead and preview it. Not going to show a whole lot, but you know, it does show with our divs tags, the way we set them up and everything. So that's good to go. And then the next thing I do is kind of drill down from there. What we're going to do now is we're going to insert, after start a tag, we're going to insert a header tag, or we're going to put a logo. New line, style sheet, that, and then we'll hit OK again, because I always like to see it before I start editing it, just in case something goes crazy with it. So I got that. Alright, so now we'll go back in here and edit the logo. I always like to float it left, so that way it would only be on the left container rather than just horizontal. And then we'll go ahead and create a width of, let's see, 150 by, I think and that was a loud ass plane going by, and my dogs got scared, so you probably can't hear me. Let's see. Yes, sorry about that, that was a loud ass plane. Okay, so now, and as you can see here, the logo is now floated to the left, and now is sitting right here at a width height of 75. Okay, and then what I like to do with the main content, usually there's two different things I like to do with it. Either like to, well, I'll go ahead and do that. I would normally like to float it left and give it a width of, let's do 400, just to show you. So now it's right here. And then we're going to insert another div tag before the tag of main content. We're going to name this one the right navy bar, or just right navy is fine. Excuse me. And then we'll click OK just to make sure it's showing before the tag main content, and it is. So then what we'll do from here is select the right navy div, excuse me, and we're going to go ahead and float it right with a height of not 200, let's do 150, and a width of 100, just to see how it's looking. And hit OK, and hit OK. As you can see, now it's showing up right here. And we'll use this one for external links, I believe. We're gonna put like you know, all the band's websites and all the information, stuff like that. Okay, and then and then we'll kind of go down here and see we got a footer, but now that I'm thinking about it, I don't want it to sit inside the wrapper. So this is what we can do to kind of change that. We can we can take this div tag out because this div tag is referencing the wrapper tag. So what we'll do is we'll take that out, and we'll go over here, and go here, go there, and we'll go ahead and add that div tag. Refresh it, and now you can see that the footer tag is no longer inside the wrapper tag where everything else is. And what we'll do later on as we advance towards this, we'll kind of make a PHP include templates. We won't use a template, a Dreamweaver template. We'll just do PHP includes to kind of bring it all together. But for right now, just to show you how it's going to go, and also just a little information, people might not know how to do this. We're going to show you a little simple trick that I like to use for to kind of give the illusion that the width of the div tag is going to hover or continuous on. No matter how long the screen is, it's going to be a width of 100%, and then 100%, and then I'll go ahead and create a background and kind of show you what I'm talking about here. You might notice something like this on Facebook. That's what this is the same way they do it. So after start a tag, and then we're going to insert it after the footer. I always put this footer links because most of the time when I create a footer, I always just reference the links that were back in there. That's something good to use for things like Google search engines, because I always check the active links that reference back to pages. So that's something good to put in the footer. Just put the links back in there again. Okay, and then what we'll do with this one, we'll get it a width of 960 and take that and we'll auto the right and left, and we'll give it a width. I forgot what the width of, the height of footer was, but we'll just do 100 just to show you. And then we'll have to change the text. We'll change the text to white just to show you. And then yeah, so now as you can see here, now it looks like, I'll show you. Be easier to show you here. Preview. Ask me to save the style.css, and then see, it looks like this is continuously on, and you, like I said, no matter how far I do it over, it would always be like that. But you know, the content is still going to be contained, not the background part, not the color, but just the color. So all the information will still flow perfectly with all this other information, just not the background color. It's going to look like it's going to continuously move on. So, and we don't have enough information. I got the margin set to 0 too, but since there's not enough information on the top, there's going to be white below it. Okay. And I think that's basically going to be it for this video. It's just kind of an introduction, and just to show you kind of where we're going to go from here. This is just, like I said, this is just a basic layout, and it's going to change dramatically too. Like I said, when we move forward, a PHP includes, and once we add the jQuery in there and all that good stuff. But this is for people that don't know how to get websites going or don't know how to do anything. If you do have any problems, if you're trying to follow along or whatever, let me know, and we can point you in the right direction. Now, if you use something like FileZilla, excuse me, you know, it's really simple to use. It's kind of like the managed sites. This is Dreamweaver's file transfer protocol user. So so yeah, I mean, I think I'll end this video for today. Now, if anyone has any ideas that think would be cool for a Beatles website, let me know, and we'll get it going. So, like I said, once a week, maybe even tomorrow, I'll have another video up with a little bit more information for seasoned web developers, and then yeah, we can kind of go from there. Pretty excited about doing this. Hopefully, it's something that can be improved on, you know, over time, and yeah. So, anyways, until next time, guys. Take care.